Okay, so now we have our Photoshop document and we have the bubble layer and the background layer. Make sure you have your bubble layer selected. I am going to duplicate it so that I always have the original to go back to in case I mess something up. The way you can do that is right click on it and say duplicate layer, or with the layer selected, hit Control J. And I'm just going to turn off that layer. And now I am going to take the opacity down on this layer so I can see the frog underneath, because we're going to kind of mold it to the frog. This is just temporary, and I'm going to scale it. I'm going to start with the body. So you can hit Control T, that's the shortcut. And normally I do not advocate for scaling things this way, but for this it works. Just kind of get it to about the size of the frog's body. I'm going to have it go up into his neck. Okay, so that's the basic shape. Now we're going to go Edit, Transform, Warp. You can see that this changes. There's different views. I'm going to turn on the grid. 3x3 is kind of nice. Okay, so each one of these things, these anchor points, do different things. This is going to move the corner. Maybe we'll just put it on default for this. We don't need all of those extra anchor points. They are options. These corners move the corner of the bubble. It just helps kind of refine the shape. And then there are the handles. The handles are editing the curve. If it's not perfect, that's okay. Okay. And when you get about the basic shape, you can either click the check mark or hit the enter key. I'm going to name this body so I can stay a little organized. Take the opacity up. And now I'm going to hide it. Now I'm going to duplicate, select your original bubble, Control J. And I'm going to name this one head. Take the opacity down. I kind of like 40. Control T. Let's scale it a little bit. The eyes are going to be separate, okay? And edit, transform, warp. Don't forget to adjust the handles. Click the check mark. Take the opacity up. And I'm going to turn on the body just so I can see, so you can see where this is going. Now I'm going to go back, Control J. This one's going to be I. Control T. His eye, I'm holding shift to shrink this down to make it, his eye's not a perfect circle. I'm going to make it a perfect circle just because. Take the opacity up. This eye needs to be on top, but watch, for the eye back here on the other side, I'm going to duplicate this eye and I'm going to drag it underneath the head because watch. Now I need to move it. So this is what I have so far. We have the eyes, the head. Now we need to work on the legs. So let's hide those. Duplicate the bubble layer. Let's put front leg. Take the opacity down. Control T. Now this one's going to be okay. Let's go edit, transform, warp. Remember, this one now, it may be helpful to go and change your grid. Let's add some more anchor points. It just gives you, because see, it goes in where his little elbow is. And let's just go with that. And this is what we have so far. Okay. And now I need to do, I would do this with Control J. This is going to be finger one. Control T. Zooming in here. Control plus. Okay, edit, transform, warp. I like to start with moving the corners. Okay. And for the toe, I'm going to duplicate my bubble layer. Toe 1. So I'll know that finger 1 and toe 1 go together. Control T. I'm going to hold shift and drag so that it stays a circle. Put the check mark, and let's take the opacity up. Control 0 makes it stay on the page. And this is what we're getting at. And then I'll go do the other toe, finger, the next toe, the next finger, the next toe.